Good morning all. Thank you for joining the webinar today. Today we are going to discuss about the library management, like how we can manage the library with Altium Concord Pro. And agenda for the today's session is like starting with the introductions. We are going to discuss like why we need the centralized library and what are the issues we are facing with the libraries, and how we can maintain the user for role, and what are the methods are there to create your library contents, and the how to validate the component and the life cycle of the components, and searching and requesting the part if it is not available, and finally how to migrate your existing library to the Concord Pro. Okay, with the question answer session in the end. So what are the issues we are facing with the current library? Why we need means why we need to maintain a centralized library? Because currently we are following the file-based library like semantic library, PCB library, and some might be using the integrated library like the combined version of both semantic and PCB. And it will be there in different locations. Like for individual project, they will create a separate library for them, and other groups they have their own library, and some companies they will maintain all the integrated library in the server. So with all these libraries, like we may have like duplicate parts, and if someone wants to search the component whether it is already available in our library or not, it is very difficult to search in the scattered library, because the libraries are located in different locations, or even though if it is in single locations, it is a number of libraries, a number of integrated libraries, so it is very difficult to search the component before creating it. So instead of wasting the time, they used to create it again. Like that some people they will create, and while creating the part, there might be a missing parameters, like we forgot to enter some parameter value, or some forgot to add the parameters, or mismatching parameters, and the component reuse is very less. We cannot use the same component, like, because again we have to search whether the footprint is already available or not, like that. So if you are maintaining a database library like through Excel or SQL database, if you are maintaining a database library, there also we are facing some issue like a manual error may come, manual effort is there. There are also and in the manufacturer part number column, by mistake if we enter manufacturer name, again that will be an issue. So that is there, and simultaneously we cannot access the library, like 2-3 people are there, or in some big companies if you have 50 engineers or 100 engineers, so at a time if they are accessing the library, they will face issue, or the delay, they face the delay. So in that case, means what we can say, it will decrease the productivity, and it will increase the working time also. Okay, and suppose if I need a component, I want to, I'm an engineer, I want to use the component in my semantic, and I have requested that part creation to my library team, and I have to wait for the response, or I have to ping them always, like whether the component is created or not, and which state it is there. Or if you are using any other a PLM softwares, there also we have to log into that, and you have to check the status of the component, whether it in which state it is. There is no synchronization between your inside the tool itself. Okay, and the supply chain information. If you are means if you want to add the supplier information to the library itself, like DigiKey, what is the stock and what is the cost availability, that is difficult with the current library system. And also if any new joinees are coming, then it's very means for them there is no consistency. Okay, they cannot learn it quickly, means the process and all. Okay, so because of all these reasons, we need a managed library with fully integrated inside the Altium Designer itself. So now we have Concord Pro. So Concord Pro is your complete solution for library management. Yes, why we are saying it's a complete library management is it's a single source. You can keep it in your company server. And now we have Altium 365 also. So in Altium 365, you can like Concord Pro on-premise server is means you can have both options, either on-premise server or the cloud-based server. If you have multiple branches, then you can go with Altium 365 cloud-based means library server. So it's a single source, and the component creation is like template-based component creation, and you have the user and role management. You can like create the like engineer, librarian, manager, approver, like that you can create, and you can able to see the component status visibility, whether the component is in draft mode or review mode, or it is released for use. So that kind of life cycle, the revision management is there. We can include the supply chain informations from DigiKey Mouser, and we have a component validation checks. There are a number of checks. I'll show you the demo end of the session. And this Concur Pro is mainly for library management, but also for the project and ECAD MCAD collaborations. This project management is like version control. So now you can keep your library also in the Concur Pro server, and the project template, bill of material template, thematic template, and you can save the project file also to the server. So it will be under version control. If you use any component in the project, we can able to track the component, like where on which project, in which project we have used this component, so that confidently we can use the same component in the next projects. Okay, so that project management is there, and in the project management there are a lot of features, so that we will see it in the, so maybe next webinar if people are interested. And like there is a web review directly, you can log in from your Google Chrome. You can, if you connect to the server, you can able to review the schematic, you can comment on it. So there are a lot of options in the project management. And ECAD MCAD collaboration is the advanced one, like compared to the old collaboration. This is the like simultaneously both electrical engineer and mechanical engineer can work, and like they can chat together. There's a chat window. They can chat like I'm moving this component, like that. They can push, and they can preview the changes also before accepting it. They can preview what changes he has done, like that. So that is ECAD MCAD collaboration. It's a bidirectional collaboration. So that's Concur Pro. Now we will see the next slide. So user and role management. So generally, in some companies there is there will be a librarian who will create the components, and he will define the folder structure, like how to like as per the component type he will maintain the folders, and he will create and keep the components on inside the folder. And there will be a component engineer. He will verify that component, and he will release to the engineers use. And supply chain procurement team, they will check for the supply chain information and price for the BOM costing. They will do the BOM costing. So, and the electrical engineer, he is just a user, library user. So he will search the component and he will use it. So this is a general structure, but in some cases, in some companies, we have a different users and role management. Like in next slide, I'll show you. So this is a typical symbol. One more example. So there will be engineer, who is the user who is going to use the component library, and librarian, he will create the component, and the manager, he will review and approve it. So this is just a workflow. Like first the engineer, he will search the component. If it is not available, he will raise the part request. Librarian will get notified. He will create the component, release it for review. Manager will review, and he will release it for use. So after that, if any changes, then it will keep the next revision. So we have revision management also, right? So he will create the next revisions. So if you have any other different role structure, then we can customize that also. Okay. So what are the methods are there to create your library? Because already, if you're using semantic library, PCB library, you can use the wizard options, like for footprint, IPC compliant footprint wizard, and footprint wizard, and other batch generator. And for the semantic symbol, there's a simple wizard to create it quickly. And from the Excel sheet, we can copy paste. So apart from that, what Concur Pro offers, like to create the library quickly. So here, as I said, we can use the template. Like suppose if I'm creating a new component, it will ask me to select the folder where I can what type of component I'm going to create. So if I select connector, so it will open the connector template, like a connector folder, and what are the parameters should be added for the connector and which is must. Without this, I should not release the component like that. So we can create a component template. So every time when I'm creating a new component as per the type, we can use this template. So we don't need to enter the parameters again, because even now if you are using semantic and PCB library, we can simply copy the parameter and paste it for the new component. And that also, for every type of component, the parameter will vary. Only some generic parameters are same for all the component, but some other parameters also there, right? For capacitor and all, we should maintain the voltages, and so like that, some other parameters. So we can create a template for that. That is one way. And other way, for example, if you are using a resistor symbol, for the resistor symbol, the footprint is same, O4O2, even the semantic symbol also same. So I can keep that symbol, semantic symbol, and O4O2, 603, these kind of footprint and symbol as the models, so that next time I don't need to search it directly. I can just there is one option to select existing. So simply we can select the semantic symbol that will be assigned to the new resistor component, and the footprint also we can simply select and assign. So that is one model reuse. We can reuse that easily. And if the component is available in our library, Altium online library, directly you can acquire that. Means it will be means from our library to your server library. Simply you can move it. And cloning. So cloning means the component, everything is same, only some parameters or some footprint I want to change. In that case, I don't need to create a new term, means a new component again, and template parameter editing and all. I don't need to do. Simply you can select the component from our library, do the cloning, that will create the new component. Okay, that I will show this. And from the manufacturer part search, you can search the component. If it is available, then you can import the parameters, like the import option is there. Only parameter if you want, you can import, or the complete library also you can import. The import option is there. And patch edit. In single shot, you can create 1,000 resistors, only the value will change. So like that, there we have a batch edit option also. I'll show you that in demo, during the demo. So once I created the component, how to verify the component, whether it is so that I can release the component confidently. So in Altium, means Concord Pro, we have some violation checks associated with footprint, component, and symbols. I'll show you what are, like a pin number mismatching, pin name is missing. So pin number and pin number is not matching. So there are some checkpoints. We can use that. And the status means the component status. As I said, here in the right side you can see there is a planned window. Okay, means a plan. So after that, draft mode, once it is done, review we can assign, and then once it review okay, we can move to prototype, proto to production. Once it is in production, after that if you are doing any changes, means once the part has become absolute, then we can change to again draft mode. We can modify the new components like that. So these life cycle can be customized as per your company standards, how you are following in your company. Maybe you may have 2-3 reviews. Okay, so review 1, review 2, review 3, like that. You can customize this. So you can track the component status also, either from inside the semantic or bill of material, or there is item manager. Okay, under tools, that you can check the component status. So in single shot you can update all the components or some particular component types. So that is there. So yeah, in bill of material also, you can export the component status, whether it is in whether we are using the latest component or the old one. It will say not up to date, so that we can verify it before releasing the Gerber or bill of material generation. Okay. So how to search the component? So maybe if you are using older version of Altium, you can feel the difference between the latest library panel. We are changing the panels, like we are adding some more like filter option and sorting option to make that search easily. So either you can use components panel or explorer panel to search the component and place and use it in your semantic, like the from Concord Pro library. And there is a find similar component. See, in our capacitor folder, I have more than 1000 capacitors. So I just want to select only some 100 microfarad capacitors in that particular manufacturer. So instead of remembering the manufacturer part number and searching the component, I can simply select the capacitor and apply the filters in the right side, like only this capacitor value, this manufacturer. So it will simply shortlist the component and directly I can use it. Okay. And we can compare also. If you select two components, it will give you the comparison list. So both components are similar, and what is the difference? Sometimes if you are comparing two different ICs from the same manufacturer, but only the package is different. Okay, like that package is different, or the voltage is different, or number of pins is different. So like that. So we can compare it, and which one we are going to use, that can be selected. So now part request says that we can create an engineer role. So he is going to use the search the component. So if it is not available, he should send a request. So within the Altium itself, he don't need to go to the other application or send the request to create some what we can say process and all. So directly inside Altium Designer Concord Pro library, he is searching the component, not available. So there is one submit request. Directly he can click, and which let's the component manufacturer part number, if he knows manufacturer part number or value or any information, so that a librarian can understand and create the component. Even the engineer can attach the data sheet also if he has the data sheets. So directly from Altium Designer he can send the a submit request. Once he submit the request, he will get notified and he will create it. Okay. And from web interface also he can submit the request, like we have Altium web browser. From that also we can submit. And PLM configurations. If you are maintaining any local storage in your company, if you already purchased the component, you are maintaining that as a local storage, and you are maintaining some database like ERP and what is that, Agile, I think Agile, some other Windchill Agile, I think. Okay, so from these PLM softwares, all the database can be exported, and that can be configured to Altium. So once we configure this, it will create a folder and it will maintain all the libraries, and you can select that and you can create the symbol for that. That is another way of creating the request. Means as per our, if you are adding new component, first we will add that in the database only, right? ERP or Agile or Windchill. So from that you can once you updated that, the same Excel will be updated in Concord Pro server, the same database. So we can create the component. That is another. Yeah, email notification also we can configure if you want to notify the person with the email notifications. Okay, so next, migrating your library in AD20. Like we have introduced some analyzing method to your migrating, means to make it easy migrations. Like first we will select the library and we will configure it like folder wise, which type of component we are migrating, and we can preview how it will be, and then we can migrate it. So now we may have questions like, suppose we don't sometimes like if you consider miscellaneous devices or miscellaneous connectors, in that same integrator library we may have different type of components like inductor, capacitor, connector. Everything will be inside one integrator library. So how we can convert that? Because in Concord Pro library we are maintaining a separate folder, right? Folder wise means a library we are maintaining, like a resistor means resistor template, resistor folder, like that. So now in AD20 it will just analyze the component type, it will assign the template, and it will move that particular component to the separate folders that we will see. I will show you the demo. Okay, so I'll open that again. Okay, so first we have to sign in here to our Concord Pro server. Okay, so I have signed in as an admin. So now I have all the controls, and we will see that. So this is a user for role management. Okay, so you can define the role like different engineer, librarian, manager, and admin. Admin has all the rights. Okay, to delete the folder, create a folder, delete the component, like that. So now for engineer, the library is read only. Librarian, he can edit the component, he can means what we can say, create the component. A manager, he will review the component only. So like that we can create a user, and the user with the password, username and password we can create. Okay. So all these users will use their credentials to connect to your server, Concord Pro server. Okay. And yeah, so this is a role management, and I will show you. Yeah, so here itself I'll just show you the life cycle definitions also. Means there is a component, yeah, life cycle definitions. Okay, so even you can define the role, librarian role, who will be the librarians, like that you can add the name here. Okay, life cycle definition. So I'm selecting the component life cycle. Here it is available for project also, since project management also included in Concord Pro, but now I'm just showing the Concord Pro life cycle, component life cycle. So this is a component life cycle, like from plan to draft, draft to review, review to proto. So here, suppose if the component is in review mode, whether we are allowing the user to means allowing the engineer to use the component or not, that we can control it. So since it is a review, I'm not allowing this to use in designs. On some companies, we will allow it. Later, he can able to update the component if it is urgent. In urgent case, we can allow that, right? That can be controlled. And who can change the state from review to proto? Okay, so like this, only admin can change it, or we can change it to librarian can change from review to proto, like that. You can customize these lifecycle definitions. Okay, so here is our Concord Pro library. Okay, company vault. So we will create the folder as per the component type here. Okay, there are a lot of components we already created. This I just migrated library. I have migrated. So we have a like file new component. So if I use, so it will ask me to select the type of component. So which component we are going to create. So maybe I'll just select a diode. Okay, so it will open the diode template. See, you can see where the diode template and where it should be saved and the component ID. For each component, it will create the ID. Okay, so I'll show you the template, how it will be. See, this is the component templates. So for example, if I open this resistor template, so for all the components, as per your company standard, you can create the templates. Okay, so here is a template. See, life cycle we have assigned so that we can able to change the state from review to like that. Revision scheme, component ID. How in your company, how you are maintaining the component naming. Every time if you are adding a new component, how it should get incremented like that. And the folder and the parameters. So there is one record value option. If you check these options, without these two value, we cannot able to release the component. And also, if this value, see, we can define that these parameters, whether it's a text or it's a ohm or voltage like that. So by mistake, if you enter other value, like as I said, missing parameter, mismatched parameters like that, in the value column, if you mention the manufacturer name, it will not allow us to release the component. It will throw error. Like it's not a valid parameter like that. It will throw error. Okay, so that it will be helpful for us. So now here you can see I've created the component. So directly you can mention the name and you can start creating the component. Other ways, normal way also available, like manual way and the wizard options. Same for the footprint also. Manually you can create the symbol or you can use the footprint wizard. Okay, simulation model files. And here we can attach the part choices, means life cycle definitions, not life cycle definitions, part choices like supplier informations. Directly you can search it from manufacturer part number. Okay. And suppose here if I mentioned any name like diode or if you know anything, so diode I mentioned, see, is updated here. It's also selected the part choices as per the name. This way also we can add, or here itself manually we can search and add. And if I want to import the parameters, like already these parameters are there, but still I don't want to edit the parameters. So directly I want to import it from the Altium library. So directly you can just search the component here, diode. Okay. So everything is available. You know, the parameters, components. Okay. Click OK. So it will ask you whether you want to use all the data. All the data means these parameters, semantic symbol, everything, footprint, everything you want to import, or only the parameters. Okay. Or only the component name. So you can select which one you want to import. So if I select all data, everything will be imported. Okay. Footprint, semantic symbol, part choices, component name, everything. Okay. After that, we can edit this also. So the revision state is not released. Okay. So there is a template and manufacturer part search we can import, and other option is like cloning. I'll show you what is cloning. So now where is this? Okay, and diode we have not released anything. Okay, consider this as a diode. We can use the clone options. So now same component will be added one more time, and here we can just edit and we can modify this. Okay, and release it to the server. Okay. I'm just create copy. No, I don't want to edit the footprint. It will take time, right? Removing file, save. Okay, and just releasing. If it's the same component with small changes like some parameter changes or footprint changes, in that case we can use these cloning options. Okay, yeah. So and then batch edit, switch to batch editor. Okay, I'll create a new component and then we'll go to file, new component. For example, if we select the resistor, so tools, switch to batch editor. Oh, I forgot to show, right? So see here, now the diode is, we have cloned. Okay, same diode but with a different, we have modified some this one. Yeah, so now this is a batch editor mode. Now you can add a number of components like this. Okay, and you can select the, mention the values, different values, and you can select the PCB library. Okay, and the semantic library also, like simply selecting the existing semantic symbol and a PCB symbol. Okay. Okay, so now I'll just show you here. This is patch editor, and then okay, Acura I want to show, right? Okay. So as I said, we have a manufacturer part search. This is our online library, Altium online library. So from here, like if you are searching any component, STM32 or I'm simply searching a processor, any processor. Okay, And here you have the filter options. So in this filter option, you can like control that whatever number of pins. Okay, 28 pins. Which interface you are selecting. So you can use this option to shortlist the component and okay. So I'll just make it, yeah, see. So now there are a lot of components are available. I want to compare these two components so that I can select which one I need. Okay, this one and this one. See, it's just comparing the difference. Here it is only the pin numbers are same, but rest all is different. Okay, so suppose I'll show you some other component. Suppose if you are searching the same component, but let me see some parameters. Okay, see, yeah. So the same manufacturer and the almost part numbers are means manufacturer part number is different. The parameters in here, number of pins here it is 64 and 48, and the number of IO is 51. So now we can decide which component we need, whether this one or that one. Okay. So instead of manual comparison, here itself we can compare it, and once we finalized, directly you can occur. So before we used to download and we used to copy the symbol and paste it in our library and modify the parameter and all. So now directly you can occur it. Okay, it will ask you to select any folder. So I'm just selecting the processor. Okay, and it will open the editing window, component editing window. So that we can just modify. Okay, it's in the background, I think. Yes. See, all the parameters are imported. Supply part choices. Okay, footprints are not imported, I think, but we can import that also. If you are acquiring the component completely, we can import and then we can release it. So before releasing, suppose if I save this component, there is a component rule check. Okay, like we have created the components in different way. Now I want to verify the components, like whether it is correct or not. So now component is not linked to any model, or yeah, the path is not specified, showing the error. Is the folder not specified? So that's why it's showing error. And I'll show you another case. Maybe for this resistor, it will be okay. See, this I just want to show you. So here is a resistor value. So if I mention any other name, it will throw error. This is not a valid value for resistance. Okay. If I mention 10K, it accepts. Okay. So that is one advantage of these required value options. Okay. And here in the yeah, component rule checks. So invalid pin mapping, missed component description. If you forget to mention the description, name, type, whether the revision is out of date, duplicate pin number, duplicate primitives for the associated with footprints. Okay, offset footprint reference associated with symbol, missing pin, missing name. So these, whether it's a warning or error, we can customize. So as per this, it will throw error before releasing the component. Okay, and while releasing the component, we can mention the commands also, like it's a draft and the first review, first release, like the once you implemented the command, you can mention that also. So that can be verified, means so that we can verify it here. I'll show you an example. Yeah, so the resistors, see, so this is a revision state of the component. What is the, whether it is in which mode. Okay, and the life cycle here. Okay, for prototype I'll show you. So see, when we have changed the first revision and when it is assigned for review, and if while releasing, if you mention any command here, it will display that command also. Okay, what are the part choices are there, and where used option. If you use this component in any project, here it will display how many project you have used these components. Okay, and the data sheets. Okay, and this is the status and validation we have checked. Now how to search the component. So here the same way you can there is a search option. You can directly search, or you can folder wise you can search, or generally we will use the components library panel to search the component. Okay, so here now it is displaying like 1 minute, just close this. Okay, components panel. Okay, category selected all. Okay, I'll show you here. So now you can select the category wise, whether you are searching the capacitor or resistor or processor. You can select if in particular folder, or you can select the complete say a library, and there also you can search the component whether you are searching resistor or capacitor. That way is there. Okay, if you are searching a capacitor, again as I said, there is a filter option. Okay, it will take some time to load, I think, because capacitors are more. I will go here and show you. Yeah, see. So now if you want to select only 100 microfarad capacitors and apply the filter, so these are 100 microfarad. Okay, and any manufacturer part number, color one only one component is there, I think. So that can be, we can simply select. Okay. So different size, data sheet number. So these filter option we can use, and also if we want to search the similar component, okay, so we can use these options. So I'm just means either the filter you can use, or here you can use these options like same, like inside SIMATIC we used to search the component type, right? The same way here also you can able to search the component. So if you apply OK, it will just filter all the 100 microfarad components. So in that way you can search, and directly you can place it in your SIMATIC. You can use it. Okay. So if you want to navigate, it will go to the library where it is located. That is part search. And as I said, we can compare it. Selecting two components, like same way for a manufacturer part search, it will search compare the list. That is our online library, but this component is your Concur Pro server, your library server. So in that also you can able to compare the components, so that confidently we can select one component which one you are going to use in your design. Okay. So now like I'm searching the component, it is not available, so I have to send a request, right? So in the Explorer, submit request or add component option is there. I logged in as an admin, so it is showing add component. For others, it's like part request like that. So there will be a window. So directly you can mention the no, sorry. Okay. So the add component is I'm an admin, so I'm adding this component. There's a part request options. So if we select this, yeah, submit request. So new request. So mention the manufacturer part number and manufacturer name. This is must to create a component, and rest all is as per your like if you have the data sheet, you can attach it, even the part list, any other reference, any other important parameter you want to add. So like that, even you can select the assignee, the librarian name, which librarian you are assigning, or the you can customize this like complete librarian role. If you assign, all the librarian will get notified. Okay, so that way you can customize. And the component type, what type of component you are going to select. That means you are asking them to create, so that you can assign it. So he will get notified like this part request. Once he signed in, so he will get like this details. So what are the components should be created. So directly he can open and create the components. Okay, and from the web browser also there is a part request options. So if you are connected to your server from any locations, so if you don't have Altium, directly from here also you can able to add the request. Okay, so by mentioning the same details, it will be get assigned to the library. Okay, and PLM integration, as I said, now I don't have any PLM integration, it means the PLMs in my PC, but I'll show you how it will be. So you may have a query like, suppose if I don't need to generate a database Excel from my PLM software like Windchill, Agile, or ERP. I don't want to generate every time, and I don't want to configure. Concur Pros, this tool should automatically synchronize with the PLM software to update the database. Okay, so this will work in that way only, because we don't need to do any manual work. There is some configurations once you configured with your PLM, so we can define some timings like every 30 minutes or 20 minutes the database should be updated as per the ERP, as per the Agile, like that. So it will get updated, and we can see the status in our within Altium Designer. We can see the library, database library. Just take name, I'll show you. Okay, yeah, like this. I'll show this document. Okay, once it is open, I'll show there also. So we are just so it supports, yeah, see, PTC, Windchill, Arena, Agile. Okay, these are the PLM software. So we are just either we can upload the CSV or we can configure the configure mode. Yeah, there are some configurations settings. Only XML file is there, so you can configure that XML file. There are some method to configure to PLM and to Altium. Maybe if you are interested to implement this, we will help you to configure that. Okay, so it will get updated like this, Agile, like Arena and all, synchronize. When it is synced, that also we can able to verify whether it is in synchronization or off. Okay, so once we sync, it will just create a folder with all the components, component types. So we can start creating the symbol and footprint. Okay, because from the ERP or from the Agile, we can get only the parameters. Okay, like a local stock, cost, means price availability, and the parameter, manufacturer name, manufacturer part number, your company a part number. So like that, all these parameters only available. Maybe the description and other details, but the semantic symbol and footprint we have to create. Okay, as per the database. Okay, synchronization status. And we have an email notification also. So he will get notified. So if there is a part request or any update, anyone modified the project, see, email notification is there. Okay, this we can configure it. Yeah, and I'll show you some migrations. So file library migrator. So this is a maybe 19, we have to check, but in 20 we have improved this library importer. Like I'm selecting miscellaneous devices, because in this folder, in this integrator library, we have different type of components, right? Maybe aware. So now it is analyzing the library. So it will just suppose if you mention the description like resistor, a description or parameter, anything, it will just analyze all the component informations, and it will just see justify the components, and will create the folder like this. So there are some uncategorized symbols also. Means in that component nothing will be mentioned, like whether resistor, capacitor, or the description also missing. So so in that case, it will create that as an uncategorized. So that again we can go to that for, we can just change that to different means what we can assign the template. So here what it is doing, just detecting and that component type and assign the template, because this template is already available. So maybe for this uncategorized symbol, the template is not available. So we can assign the template, that we can create the template. After that, we can migrate it. Okay. So, but like before doing the migration, you know that what are the component type of components you have in your library. So we can create a template for that and we can migrate it, so that it will detect and assign the template automatically. Okay. So like this. And migration will take some time, depends on the file size, it depends on the library. And here itself we can verify the property window, just yeah. So each component, whether everything is correct or not. So you see, even the type also it will assign automatically, the template and type. Okay, we can, so that we can easily migrate our library to Altium Concord Pro library. We don't need to do any other manual verifications again. Okay, yeah. So now yeah, okay, let me summarize the session. Like, so now we can overcome the issues which we are facing with the file-based libraries, and with the effective use of Concord Pro features. Now we can control the users and roles, like multiple ways are there to create the library, and we can avoid the manual error by using the validation and the life cycle status. We can able to track and the part search and request option also, like within the tool, in a more convenient way we can do that. And once you decide to go with the managed and with these advanced features, we can migrate your library, okay, with a streamlined process. So now you can manage your libraries in one central or shared locations. You can guarantee the component library quality and uniformity for the whole team. So like while making the component and component section placement fast and easy. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your time and attention. And now if you have any query, we can discuss. Chat window. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Now you can unmute yourself and you can ask your query. Or you can send a text also. Hello. Any queries? Yeah, it's a separate license, like like Altium Designer license is different. Concord Pro library license is different. We need to purchase a separate license for that. Yeah, thank you. Meghala Srirangan. Yeah, hi. How do you track your suppliers? No, actually Altium collaborated with all these online suppliers like DigiKey, Mouser, Arrow, and all over the world. There are a lot of suppliers. So we will get the up-to-date informations, component stock availability, pricing, all the informations. Even you can verify that whether exactly it is matching or not. My library migrator is inbuilt or on Concord Pro. Yeah, it comes with the Concord Pro. Directly you can migrate. Trial version is yes, it's available. So we can like you can send a mail. We can issue the evaluation license, and even you can migrate your library. You can verify all the features whether it is compatible for your company, and we will help you to configure and we will help you to evaluate the software also. Any other queries, or we can wind up the call? How many logins? No, login is like it depends on your what we can say team availability. Suppose if two people want to evaluate the software, we will issue the two client license. See, Concard Pro is like two licenses there. One is server license and client license. Server license cost is I'm not sure about the cost. Cost maybe my team will discuss with you, but client license cost is very less. So server license you will purchase, and the client license, it depends on number of user, number of concurrent user at a time, how many people want to access that. So during the evaluation also you can mention how many client license you need, so that we will issue. Okay. Is there any option to export the component from Altium Vault to import into Concur? Yeah, we can migrate from Altium Vault to Concur. Maybe we can help you on it. Integrated libraries take less time to migrate. Yeah, it depends on file size, but yeah, compared to other library, means integrated library also less time, I think. It depends on the type of number of different type of components, how many types you have, and the file size, number of components. How much is trial version period? Trial version actually generally it is not VVDN standard, it is Altium standard. Like 15 days we will issue, and if you want, we will extend that also. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So any other, if you have any other query, anytime you can send a mail to me or you can reach me. So we will discuss with you. And also you can suggest your topics also if you are interested in any topics for the webinars. So we will, what we can say, we will arrange it, because every month there will be a webinar. So you can join that. Okay, thank you all. We are just winding up the call. Okay, thanks for your time.